Did you know that witches can infiltrate our dreams? On June 28, 2024, I went to bed late because I had only slept for 2 hours the previous day. Just before I woke up, a witch entered my dream. We had a conversation about water. She mentioned that her husband was getting water for them because they had none. I saw a 5-liter water bottle on the ground and suggested she take some from it. I knew when I woke up instinctively, with a certainty that defied logic, that I was facing a witch. This was no ordinary dream. It felt different, palpably real. I had no fear because she came in the disguise as a friend. We live in a world where the supernatural is often dismissed. Her mission was to get me to drink the evil water. It looked like water, but she knew it was not. She wanted me to drink whatever was in the bottle to defile me. Drinking and eating in dreams can cause illnesses in our bodies and spiritual defilement. This experience reminded me that we are not alone in this world. There are forces of darkness that seek to harm us, to steal our peace and joy. But more importantly, it reminded me of the power we have in Christ Jesus to overcome these attacks and live in true victory. The Bible tells us that in the last days, evil will increase. We must be vigilant, discerning the times and recognizing the spiritual dangers that surround us. My troubling dream was a stark reminder of this truth, a call to arms for every believer to stand firm in their faith and fight for their spiritual well-being. The Bible is clear. Witchcraft is real, and it is dangerous. From the Old Testament to the New, God warns his people against dabbling in the occult, consulting mediums, or engaging in any form of witchcraft. Deuteronomy chapter 18 verses 10 to 12 states unequivocally, "Let no one be found among you who sacrifices their son or daughter in the fire, who practices divination or sorcery, interprets omens, engages in witchcraft, or casts spells, or who is a medium or spiritist, or who consults the dead." This is a powerful condemnation of any practice that seeks power outside of God's authority. Throughout history, witches have been associated with evil, darkness, and the demonic. They are portrayed as individuals who have turned away from God and embraced satanic power to manipulate the spiritual realm for their own selfish desires. While the modern world may try to romanticize witchcraft or explain it away as harmless superstition, the Bible leaves no room for doubt. It is a serious offense against God, a dangerous path that leads away from his love and protection. Many people don't realize that there's a constant battle raging all around us, a spiritual war being waged for our souls. The Bible tells us that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places, as stated in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. This spiritual realm is just as real as the physical world we see and touch. And it's where the enemy, Satan, and his demonic forces operate. They seek to deceive, to tempt, to discourage, and ultimately to destroy us. One of the ways the enemy attacks is through our minds, our thoughts, and even our dreams. He whispers lies, plants seeds of doubt, and tries to fill us with fear and anxiety. When we're asleep, our defenses are down, and our minds are more susceptible to these spiritual attacks. This is why it's so important to understand that we are in a spiritual battle and to arm ourselves with the spiritual weapons God has given us to fight back. We cannot afford to be ignorant of the enemy's schemes or passive in our faith. How can we tell if we're under spiritual attack? The enemy is subtle, and his tactics can be difficult to discern. However, there are some common signs that may indicate spiritual influence in our lives, particularly in our dreams. Recurring nightmares, especially those involving dark figures, demonic entities, or themes of fear and oppression, can be a sign of spiritual attack. These dreams can leave us feeling drained, anxious, and fearful even after we wake up. Other signs might include persistent negative thoughts, feelings of hopelessness or despair, sudden and unexplained illnesses, or a sense of being watched or followed. These experiences may have natural explanations, but it's important to consider the possibility of spiritual influence, especially if they persist or escalate. If you're experiencing any of these signs, it's crucial to remember that you're not alone, and there is hope. We must forgive the witches and sorcerers and bless them. We must hate the sin, not the person. Deal with the demons that are using them. We cannot wish or pray for someone to die. God is greater than any force of darkness. and He has given us everything we need to overcome the enemy and live in victory.